for you. Doesn't this one look fun? It's very bright and it has lots of candy all around. This book is illustrated by Mary Engelbrecht, and this is the Nutcracker. How fun. This one looks really fun, doesn't it? It's lots of fun, colorful pictures and candy designs. Ooh, look at this. It looks like Herr Drosselmeyer looks a little less daunting in this book and a little bit more fun, doesn't he? And here's his toy shop. Once upon a time, the Nutcracker had been placed under a terrible spell that had changed him from a handsome prince to an ugly thing. He believed that the Mouse King's spell meant that no one could ever learn to love him. So he was surprised when the toy maker, Drosselmeyer, took him from the shelf saying, "You will be the perfect gift for my niece, Marie." Look at all the toy soldiers here. As their car rolled into the night, the Nutcracker wondered what was in store. Oh my goodness, this is kind of told by the Nutcracker, isn't it, a little bit? We're hearing his inside voice. After a long ride, they stopped in front of a lovely house, all aglow with festive lights. Before you could say, "Merry Christmas," the Nutcracker was inside. Ooh, this one has a party. Yesterday, ours didn't have a party, did it? Marie and her little brother Fritz waited by the beautiful Christmas tree in the living room, excited to greet their uncle. A hush fell over the guests as the toy maker unveiled the gifts. Drosselmeyer gave Fritz a box of magnificent toy soldiers. Turning to Marie, he presented two large dolls, Harlequin and Columbine. These dolls are not life-size, these are actual dolls. In our other books, they've been almost life-size, haven't they? They danced and twirled with each other until the guests were nearly dizzy from watching. And then, while the others marveled at the two dolls, Uncle Drosselmeyer gave Marie the Nutcracker. Here's the Nutcracker. And look at Fritz's face. What does he look like he is? He's staring at Marie in the Nutcracker. She loved him at first sight, but Fritz was jealous that his sister had received another gift. When he cracked the Nutcracker's head trying to open a nut, Fritz shouted, "Who cares? He's the ugliest thing I've ever seen." Marie cried as she bound the Nutcracker's head with a silky red ribbon. "You are not ugly to me," she whispered, putting him to rest under the Christmas tree. In our other book, it was the toy maker that fixed the Nutcracker. Here, Marie is fixing it for herself. Later, she crept down the stairs to see if he was well. In the dreamy quiet of the night, she soon fell asleep. That has happened in a lot of our books. Boom, boom! Marie was awakened with a terrible fright. Drosselmeyer sat on the booming grandfather clock, sprinkling magic into the air. Below him, the floor began to shake. He's up there. Look at his sprinkles of magic. From out of the darkness came the fierce Mouse King, wearing a golden crown and waving his sword. Marie was so frightened she fell and bumped her knee. Oh no, look at these mice that are after her. The Nutcracker leapt to her defense and led the fight, shouting, "Charge!" But the Mouse King was strong. There he is. I wonder, remember what happened? What did Marie do in the last books? We did have one that was named Clara, right? Let's see if she does the same thing. She threw the shoe at the Mouse King and won the fight, remember? Let's see if that happens again. Look at, she's getting ready to. Can you pretend to throw your shoe at the Mouse King? Just when all seemed hopeless, Marie threw her shoe at the Mouse King and saved the Nutcracker. Look at, he's sticking his tongue out of his mouth because it hit him so hard. The Nutcracker seized a silver sword from one of Fritz's toy soldiers and challenged the Mouse King one last time. Their battle was fierce, yet by the stroke of midnight, the Nutcracker had claimed his victory and the spell was broken. The Nutcracker was himself again. Ooh, he turned into a handsome prince too. Now a handsome prince, the Nutcracker whispered, "Thank you, dear Marie." When he gave her the Mouse King's golden crown, her heart swelled with happiness. Then he asked, "Will you come to Toyland, my kingdom? I want you to love it as I do." It threw me off because it was the land of sweets before, remember? And they are going to Toyland. Snowflakes spun around them as they flew through the cold night into a land of warmth and sunshine. They passed through a forest where golden fruit grew on every branch, and the smell of Christmas and candy floated around them. Soon they came upon a little gathering of dancers who played reed flutes so sweetly, each note seemed to be made of sugar. There's a little talk about sugar in here, but it's not the land of sweets. Then Marie saw a beautiful lady coming toward them from a distance. "This is the Sugar Plum Fairy," the prince said. "She watched over Toyland while it was under a spell." Flute music floated in the air as the Sugar Plum Fairy led them across the kingdom to the prince's gingerbread castle. It's kind of the land of sweets. He's got a gingerbread castle, doesn't he? Like our gingerbread man. They feasted on chocolates, ginger snaps, and cakes. As they ate, dancers from every kingdom entertained them. There are dancers down there from all the different kingdoms. At last, the prince asked Marie to dance with him. As the moon glimmered above them, she whispered, "I love you, my Nutcracker." Oh, look at the moon even looks happy. When Marie woke the next morning, she was back in her own bed, and her Nutcracker was nowhere to be found. She ran downstairs to search for him and found her Uncle Drosselmeyer. Behind him was her prince. The prince said, "By loving me despite my appearance, you set me free from the Mouse King's spell." He gently took her hand. "If you'll agree, when you are grown, I will return and make you my queen of Toyland." Do you think that's what happened? Do you think that Marie is going to go back and be the queen of Toyland? I think you might be right, because I see the page that is coming next. And look, they are married now, and she has a crown and he has a crown. And in that magical place, they lived happily ever after. And here we are back with the beautiful candy. This one was a little bit different, wasn't it? There's a little bit of difference in each one of our books that we've read. That's why I like reading all of them, because I get to look at a different perspective. Perspective is how you see something. All right, I will see you later. We will read maybe one more Nutcracker book tomorrow. Bye.